Hey everyone, welcome back, or welcome, this is your first time. I have been tagged by Ewan, or Shaven Butcher, for the first shave soap challenge? Is it really a challenge? Anyway, I was talking to Ewan, and I don't have my first soap. I've actually used it all, and I never purchased it or replaced it. Sorry for the jumping there, it's a little off. But I have the second soap I ever purchased. And that is Proraso Green. Now, before we get on with the shave, I do want to remind everybody this video was brought to you in part by Hendrix Classics and Company. Phenomenal products. Check out Hendrix. Link to their site below. Anyway, so he said, yeah, go ahead and use that. That's perfectly fine. So I have Proraso here. It's quite a little bit left. There's, I can't remember what there is, like 5 ounces or something like that in here. It's all in Italian. There's a decent amount in there. So I figured, you know, I no longer have my first brush. I gave that away. And my very first razor, I piffed as well. So I'm going with my first custom artisan brush. That is the Fanve by my good friend Charles over at Craving Shaving. With the 26mm Duro knot. And the razor I'm going to be using this evening is my very first Chevette, which is my Dovo, the blue scaled Dovo. Oh, the aluminum Dovo that John June rescaled for me. So that is the lineup tonight. I haven't used Proraso in a little bit. It's been a minute, and I haven't loaded off of here for a minute either. It's not because Proraso is a bad soap. It's really not. And I got it when I first started because, you know, I was using the Rockwell Cream. That was my very first soap. It was a Rockwell Cream. The Rockwell 6C was my first razor, and the Rockwell brush. I've used up the Rockwell Cream. I gave away the Rockwell 6C to a friend of mine who was an airline pilot. That was just like, I hate shaving, and he has to shave anytime he flies. So we were chatting, and I let him borrow a couple things. He liked the 6C the best. And then the airline he was working for, with the pandemic, closed. So he was over one day, he's like, yeah, I gotta get this stuff back. And I'm like, well, all right, which brush did you like? Because I let him borrow a bunch of brushes. And yes, they were all clean. So I let him borrow some brushes, a couple different razors, and asked which ones he liked the best. And he said, well, I like the Rockwell, and I like, you know, this brush has a good amount of stiffness to it with building a bowl lather and everything. I'm like, all right, cool. So yeah, you know, I need to get those back to you, so I can get my own. And so he was over at my house one day, and he was pulling stuff out, and I was like, dude, I have plenty of stuff. I have plenty of razors, you know, just go ahead and hold on to it for a while. And then you gotta tide them over until you get back flying again. He's like, yeah, I need to get you that stuff. I was like, dude, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and keep it. So he has my stuff. Oh, he has that stuff. Ooh, good cooling effect on this. I forgot how cooling it was. So I'm not saying that to like, oh, look at me. You know, I'll give my friend some stuff. That's just what happened to it. You know, people give away stuff all the time. Don't talk about it. And I did this a long time ago. But, so I don't have my very first stuff. But I have the second. You know, I've sold some brushes and stuff. I've had different brushes before this one from Charles. But those are gone. I no longer have some of them. Either sold or given away, piffed, you know, whatever. But one thing that will never leave my den is a Chevette I'm using. or this brush. Because I was talking to a mutual friend of mine and Charles's, and that kind of what sparked this, is Charles doesn't do customs. But at the time, I was like, yeah, I'm looking for a German flag themed brush. And I talked to one artisan and he flat out basically just told me no. So, I want a German themed brush. Because I used to live over there and I love it. And so Charles just started building it, and kind of his thing was, if you like it, go ahead and buy it. If not, I just sell it anyway. But I got my wonderful brush, love it. And that spawned our friendship. We met up and I got in person because he's only 40 miles north of here. Then I've gotten a bunch of brushes since then. All right, now the razor, as I mentioned, is the Dovo, the blue, not scales, but blade holder with the custom John June scales. So like I said, this will never leave my den. This razor just means too much to me. This is what I took with me 2 years ago, 2019, to the tournament in Alabama, which, if you watched my last videos, I'm now moving to Georgia. But it was this razor that I used when I was at the tournament 2 years ago. I had not taken this time, because I'd be mad something happened to it. So it stays here. If I can do a road trip where I drive, I'll take this. But I'm not going to do anything that I could potentially lose this razor. And because of Marion, just kind of a flick and it blooped off, that I was able to get this rescaled by John June. So Marion, John, thank you again. I know I've said that numerous times, but thank you, I do appreciate it. This razor went with me on a lot of my business trips. Absolutely love it. Just a phenomenal razor. Oh, so good. Man, 8 minutes and I haven't finished my first pass yet. Slow tonight. I could have hydrated this a little bit more. But, and Proraso's been around for a while, and that's one of the reasons I got it is, when I first got into it, I didn't want to get a whole lot into buying a bunch of soaps. That didn't last long. And other products. And I've just gotten back to work after being unemployed for a couple months due to a layoff. When I went to Wetshaving. So I didn't have a whole lot of disposable income at the time. So I needed to get something that was, in my opinion, at the time, decently priced, and Proraso just kind of fit the bill. And I was in California, as a Wetshaving, and I wanted something that was also mentholated. And Proraso just kind of hit all the bills there. So I picked up Proraso. I didn't use it when I was in California. Waited until I got home and used it. And I used that in the Rockwell cream for a couple of months. So that was pretty much all I used. And then I went to a shave shop down here and got CAD from PAA, and then went to New York and was in, I got A&E, NYC, and Barrister and Mann's 42. Well, Barrister and Mann 42 and then NYC later. But those are the progressions of my soaps, if anyone cares. Here's second pass. And the thing is just cutting like butter. Not sure what use blade this is. But showing no signs of slowing down so far. I love that feedback on the blade too. Just beautiful. All right, last pass. You know, I got the Dovo. When I first started, I was like, nah, a couple of DEs, I'll be good. And that didn't last well. I was like, I don't want to get in the SEs, and then I ended up winning a PIF with some SEs and use those for a while, and I didn't want to do chevettes or straight razors, and everyone's like, oh, chevettes are so scary, and they're sharp, and you can cut yourself, and you know, they're not worth it, you can't get a good shave. Wrong, 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 and utterly false. But, and they are easy to cut yourself, but you can get a phenomenal shave with them. I started watching David Card's videos and people like Jeffrey Smith. That used the Dovo. And I started talking to Dave, and Dave and I have become really good friends. So Dave Card and Jeffrey Smith, the reason I got this in the first place. And that just snowballed into other chevettes and straights. So, because those two gentlemen mostly, so I got that. And then my mutual friend with Charles and Charles as well, they kind of pushed me in that direction also. Which is what I got started doing Jeffrey's channel and Dave's. So that's why I use chevettes. Or what got me started with chevettes. You know, people say, oh, like stuff like Proraso, you can't get it slick enough to use a chevette or a straight. Wrong. Proved that wrong tonight. It's all about water content. Oh, low power. There you go. You get yourself hydrated enough, you can. It's all about the hydration level of the soap. I might not like the consistency of the soap and the lather. That's a different story. Maybe she got myself a little bit here with the toe, because the toe's not protected on here. Ah, a little bit of red. Yep, a little bit of red with the toe. I felt that. Too busy yakking and not enough time paying attention to technique. It happens. See, you can cut yourself. Even I do it once in a while. Say like, even I do it like I'm just some phenomenal shaver. Do I have skills with chivettes? Yeah, obviously. Am I the best out there? No. There are so many people that I learn from anytime I watch their videos. Just a little bit of cleanup right there. So, this blade's still pretty new apparently. Did really well on my normal ears and need some cleanup. Yeah, that's not bad at all. That's a really nice shave. All in all, 16.5 minutes with blabbing. A little bit of blood oath paid. Can't complain about that. No, clothes with a little bit of cold water probably. Or pretty close to it. Just a small little weeper, not bad at all. There. All right. Now I do have a splash, kind of. And that's this, I need to find it. So, I'm gonna clean up off camera, and I'll be right back. All right, off camera did a cold water rinse, finished up with a little bit of witch hazel, and then finished off with PAA Awesome Sauce, because it's perfectly matched, why not? So, if you didn't know, this does not smell like the soap. This is based off of the Proraso Green Splash, and they do smell differently. But we used wonderful Proraso Green, my second ever soap slash cream. I guess Proraso's a crope, but I've had this so long it's turned more into a very soft soap. Then we used the custom scaled by Mr. John June himself, Dovo Chevette, with a Persona hair shaper blade. As you can tell, the blade on the heel is not protected, which is what it comes up there with a little bit. And then I used the wonderful Craving Shaving Fan V with a 26mm Duro nut, one of my first custom brushes. But anyway, that'll do it for me this evening. Thank you all for tuning in, for staying this far into the video. There will be another giveaway announcement coming soon. Anyway, y'all have a good one, and I'll catch you next time.